The term landscape was introduced into English from the Dutch language as a term for a style of painting which began to develop in the late 16th century. The Dutch word landschap referred to a collection of farms, fields, and sometimes a small property, or even an administrative unit. In other words, a kind of landscape shaped by humans, as did the German term Landschaft. The equivalent words in Romance languages, in Catalan, paisatge, in French, paysage, in Italian, paesaggio, or in Spanish, paisaje, all derive from the Latin term pagus. In the territories conquered by Rome, a pagus was an administrative territory that included several villages or vici, and it was therefore linked to human presence. These different variants of the words landscape and paesaggio all originally designated the management of the natural resources in a particular place and the infrastructures that enable its use by a community. Despite these evident connections between a space and the community that inhabits it, the Western understanding of landscape has long centered above all on the physical appearance and aesthetic perception of a territory, the images, values, and feelings it transmits, instead of its cultural, traditional, or historical meaning as an asset built or managed by humans. The concept of cultural landscape was introduced for the first time by the American geographer Carl Sauer in 1925. It was taken up only in the 1960s by Mediterranean scholars working on agricultural history, in particular Emilio Sereni, who wrote a history of the Italian agricultural landscape published in 1961. In 1998, Rosler summarized this conception of landscape as places which combine the work of nature and human beings, and which are illustrative of the evolution of human society and the use of space over time, under the influence of physical limits and/or opportunities presented by natural environment and subsequent social, economic, and cultural forces. Landscape is also related to the ideas of belonging and collective identity implicit in the concept of heritage, which is today generally understood as a set of tangible and intangible assets of a community to be passed on to future generations. Agrarian landscapes are generally defined as traditional because they are believed to be examples of long-lasting continuity in historical forms and practices, which have been subject to very slow changes. Therefore, the recognition of a certain landscape as traditional does not depend on its dating to a specific historical period or duration, but on the judgment that it is an expression of identity and shared heritage. Traditional landscapes now mostly survive at the margins of more recent mechanized agriculture, which in turn has become an historical phase now being superseded by the globalized industrialization of farming. Historical landscapes can be defined as a complex set of land use patterns, cultivated land, marshes or woods, and physical structures, including, for example, mills, settlements, fortifications, or churches, linked by connecting infrastructures, roads and bridges within a characteristic geomorphological environment. Some elements of landscapes appear at different times and were abandoned, reoccupied, or restructured. Others were newly created, while some features have continued until present day.